What's up, everybody? Eric here. Driveline, World's OK steering wheel holder. Oh, of course, my damn APU starts the second I hit record. That's the way it is. More raw videos, and so I'm gonna be doing raw videos too. Like, I'm not giving up the just iPhone raw videos. I was doing some editing today. I've got these, 3 or 4 videos I'm trying to edit, but I'm not gonna give up the raw videos just because they're so fast and easy. So anyway, it is 10:30 p.m. Well, no, 11:30 p.m. I'm in East Coast time, and I'm getting ready for a grueling. For those of you familiar with the mountain going south out of Charleston, West Virginia, that's directly ahead of me. Oh, I hate it so much. I prefer to go that way than actually it was only a 10-mile difference for me to go across Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and down that way to North Carolina versus going down through St. Joseph, Kansas City, St. Louis, Nashville, Knoxville, etc. But I just hate 40 through Asheville. Words can't describe how much I hate that stretch. So I chose this way. I chose to go this way. I think it was like 10 or maybe 20 miles longer to go this way. But it's kind of like a pick your poison, you know what I mean? Like, neither way is really enjoyable. But anyway, I'm so happy to be over here. I normally, a lot of y'all know I like to stay in the Midwest as much as possible. So if I come over to the Southeast, then I like to try and get back pretty quick, generally speaking. But I'm happy to be over here right now, man, because I was sick and tired of the wind, dude. The wind has just sucked. My last video I was talking about trying to beat the wind, and I didn't beat the wind. I thought I was gonna. In fact, the weather app was showing high winds starting at noon that day, and so it was supposed to ramp up really quick, and it was under like severe weather warning from noon until 3 a.m. the next morning. So I left there at, I want to say, like 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. I'm not sure but I had 59 miles to go to the 01, which was northwest of there. And I thought, okay, I'll go bust this out. I looked at the Windy app, which I watched the Windy app religiously. I looked at the Windy app, and it looked okay. It looked 25 top, and I'm okay with that with an empty trailer. 25 mile per hour gust, I'm okay with that. I'll do that. It was hitting me from the side, but 25. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. Like, I should be able to make it. I got like 10 miles. 10 miles, and I did a U-turn at like this farmhouse. It was like a 2-lane road up in northwest Iowa, and I flipped a bitch like in this farmhouse. Like, it just wasn't gonna happen. It was gnarly. I was like, oh my god, there were a couple gusts, and you're doing this, and there's not a lot of trees or anything to block the wind. So every time I would come up at the top of a hill, I was just totally exposed, and it was hitting me from the left, just completely broadside me, and it did not feel right. And I was like, nope. I had the window was for that day, but in my mind, it's like, okay, well, if they can just move the window for the 01, because it was only going 250 miles to the 90, the final destination, I could go pick it up the next morning and take it to the 90 all on the same clock. So on the way, I reversed course and went back to the receiver that I just delivered to, and I called dispatch, and I'm like, man, I can't get to this 01. I was like, I don't want to lose the load. The load was amazing, but I can't get there on the appointment time. Like, either, you know, you guys got to try to work with me on picking up, or the load's got to be taken off, because I tried. I gave it hell. I got busted out of washout super fast. I dealt with a claim. I got a ton of Reese's Pieces on this truck. I dealt with a claim, and I got out of there so fast, but I just couldn't beat the wind. And I've been dealing with wind since that day. This has been a week and a half. Even though that video just went a couple days ago, like, I'm way ahead of the videos. So if you see a video and you're like, oh, he's in Texas, not likely. The video, I'm way ahead of the videos. Or, you know, when the videos go up, I'm long past. So anyway, it's been like a week and a half, 10 days, that I've just, every single day has been high wind up in Iowa, Nebraska, Illinois, Indiana, Missouri, every single day and night. You know, usually it kind of calms down a little bit at night, but that hasn't been the case. So last night I drove, I finally got out of it. Half my, now I'm heavy right now. Well, I say heavy, I got 36,000 pounds in the box. So heavy enough to where it's not like a super big concern for me, but it was still, like, you still got to really pay attention, you know, you're still getting blown around and gusts are knocking on you. But I finally came out of it in Ohio, and for the first time in damn near 2 weeks, I had like no wind for the last couple hundred miles of the drive, which is really nice. I have basically no wind tonight. I have like 370 miles tonight, and I have no wind tonight, so that's nice. It's just nice, man. It's nice to when you are just dealing with wind every single day. And you guys who subscribe to this channel for a long time, you know wind is like my mortal enemy. I'm not afraid of snow. I'm not afraid of, you know, semi-icy conditions, heavy rain, thunderstorms. Well, if there's heavy hail or wind, then, you know, they can get a little sketchy. But it's wind. Wind is my nemesis. Wind is the one that I'm always. That's the one I have a problem with. And I think, you know, I've said it before. I think it's just because Jen and I know someone personally, a good friend, who, before I came into trucking, I think it was like a year and a half before I came into trucking, maybe a little longer than that. I've probably told this story on YouTube many times, but he got blown over in Illinois, leaving a truck stop, and didn't think the wind was anything. It was kind of down in a kind of a bowl. He didn't think the wind was any bit of a concern. He was empty and never even made it onto the interstate. So he's coming up on the on-ramp, and as soon as he got to the top of the on-ramp to merge onto the interstate, trailer took him over. So that's always been in my mind, because he shared that story like when I was in training. So my whole trucking career, which is pretty short, but, you know, working on my 5th year, my whole trucking career has been with that in mind. I think of the absolute hell that it would be, not just to go through my truck getting turned over with me in it and all my stuff in it, but the hell of, you know, the aftermath. Where do you go? What do you do? What do you ride to? Are you able to get some of your things out of the truck? You know, and then obviously you're going to have substantial downtime. You got to get to a terminal, figure out renting another truck, and it's just such a mess. such a huge financial headache. Did you lose a load? There's just so much that I'm just like, no, man, it is not worth it. So I hate wind, high wind. And I've, always have people comment and they say, oh, you're just being a little bit of a pansy, you can take an empty out there in the 30s. And it's like, look, man, everybody has their own level of comfort. My absolute top is between 30 and 35 mile per hour gust. Some of you may think that's low, and a lot of empty trailers don't go over in those kinds of winds. But I'm telling you, there's been trailers that go over when that is the predicted gust level. And I did a video, not too long ago talking about that freak gust that damn near took me over in Georgia. So, just the wrong kind of gust hitting you the right way just puts an end to everything, So it's just, man, I'm just glad to be out of it. So my tip of the hat to all of you who are out there dealing with it, because I looked at windy a little bit earlier, and it's still all across the Midwest, and of course the Texas Panhandle with all the fires and everything. Then you got the blizzard conditions out west, which, by the way, I'm seeing all this video of these trucks stuck up on Donner Pass and stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, how the hell did you not know? Because Prime sent out a message, like, I want to say a week or a week and a half, probably about a week ago, warning that this was coming. So how did you not, like, it's been everywhere. It's been all over the place. There's pictures of road signs out there. They have big LED signs. It's on all the apps. There's no way you couldn't have heard that significant, substantial blizzard conditions were coming. How did all those drivers not know? Or did they just think, oh, it's probably not going to be that bad? My God, man. Like, I don't want anyone to have to get stuck and deal with that kind of stuff. 7, 8 feet, 20 feet snow drifts. But it's not like they didn't give warning. It's not like it was only talked about an hour before it happened. This was talked about 5, 6, 7 days before it happened. Shame on the mess. Anyway, summer's coming, and unfortunately, summer doesn't mean no wind. In fact, summer can mean worse winds. So I just always am on the lookout for it. But anyway, it's my update for today. I'd love to know with all of you, what is your limit? Because like I just said, mine's really 30 to 35. Like, if it's going to be hours and hours of 30 plus gust, I'm not okay with it. And that, again, you may think that's low, but everybody just has their limits, their comfort levels. And my limits are pretty damn high for most weather conditions, but not wind. Nope. Sick and tired of it. That was an obnoxious week and a half. And I'm talking about when I'm trying to sleep, the airlines are batting on the back of the cab and the truck's rocking back and forth, and I'm just glad to be out of it. So on this particular next few days, I'm okay with the mountains, even though the mountains suck. Trying to go over them heavy. I'm okay just to be out of the wind for a few days. All right, guys, be safe, make good decisions, always drive, thrive. Talk to you all soon.